up. Come on. All right. Who's excited?
There you go.
That one didn't make it. Yeah, I was a volleyball player. It's in the afternoon. Like, I take my nap time this time. Let's see. Are the people in the back awake still? All right, good. They're awake. We got a water. Okay. Who's ready? I'll talk to you guys so you guys stay awake. How's that? I'll walk in between you guys. So, I always start off by saying, do what others won't, right? Because I'm kind of tired of being average, right? Aren't you tired of just being average? It's unfortunately, we get caught up in this world where average is okay sometimes. And you're like, just getting by, and you get comfortable just getting by, and then you realize you really suck after. And it's kind of hard to get back up because you're stuck, right? So number one, it's good that you're at this event. That's number one. Number two, let's see if this works. It works. I love it. All right, so for the first few minutes, like 10 minutes, I'm going to run through some of what Travis ran through. Because Travis and I work together. We're actually friends, wherever Travis is right now. I think he's outside FaceTiming with his wife right now, which is good. All right, Facebook. And let's see if this works again. Beautiful. All right, can everybody see that screen? All right, so I have some teams outside of Los Angeles. And here you can see the Facebook lead ads that we have. You can see the cost per lead. The cost per lead in Los Angeles, the ones that Travis was showing you, they average about $12 a lead in LA, which is not bad in comparison to $120 for each Zillow lead that I have to pay for, right? And Realtor.com is kind of like $100 per lead. Some people say they're great, some people say it sucks. This I have more control of. Now you go to Ventura County, there it's $8 a lead, which isn't bad. That's like my hometown. And Michigan, where Nick Baldwin's at, $3 a lead, that's not bad. New Jersey, $7, Virginia Beach, $5. So you see, we're able to, what's up? There's Mike Bjorkman. What's up, Mike? So you see, this has allowed us to take more control of our business, to be able to expand and to be able to bring down the cost of the monthly spend. So I was spending, just on Realtor.com, about $33,000 a month. And then on Zillow, I was spending about $10,000 a month. So you combine that, it's almost, what, half a $1,000,000 a year I was spending on the portals. And so about 2.5 years, I cut it all off. And I went all in on Facebook. And now I'm rich. Yay! No, I'm not. So, Facebook's rich too, damn it. Here's your ideal Facebook ad. Very similar to what Travis showed you. You can take a picture of it. You can see at the very top, we don't put a price for the ads that we're running. And that's important because yesterday I was scrolling through Facebook, and I won't name the company. I won't name the company that I saw the ad from. It was I was surprised. And it just said, home in Thousand Oaks, and it had a picture of the house and a link. And I'm like, dude, are you serious? This is a huge company, and it's sponsored by their headquarters. Like, they should be paying attention to Travis. The ad should look like this. And don't just put one picture. So Travis and I run the Facebook advisory board for the nation for real estate, for the whole nation. So when we went there, when we go quarterly, they said, guys, put a lot of pictures on because people love scrolling. That's why Tinder's so good, right? Swipe left, swipe right. And then, not me, I don't know. Elegant, damn it. Ideal Facebook ads have more than one picture. They're high-quality pictures that are engaging, not these pictures that you take with your iPhone 2, right? So make sure you have that. Then take a look here. Inexpensive, $7 to $10 a day. If you're in LA, you probably want to do about 15 or 20 a day, so you can at least get a lead a day. That's 30 bucks. It's not bad. 30 bucks will get you what? Maybe 3 leads. And then I'll show you how to start following up with them automatically. So here's how the ad shows up. Shows as a sponsored ad. And it shows onto the people that you target, like Travis showed you, specifically targeting certain people. It shows up on people's feeds on Facebook and on Instagram and on certain blogs where that Facebook owns, which is really nice. And as you click on it, you get to see more homes. You see that it's like an IDX feed, which is really important. It's not just one picture. You want to engage people. You want to keep them there. So, time's everything. Here's a big, big problem. We can all create opportunities for ourselves. You can post up an ad after you're done here. By the end of the day, you can start like at 5. By like 10, you'll have about 10, 20 leads. The issue is the average response time from real estate agents to these incoming leads is 44 hours. That's insane. 44 hours? That's almost, I can't count. Is that 2 days? Yeah, it's almost 2 days. It's crazy. It's almost, yeah. Dude. Look at number 2. 50% of online leads never get a single response. Not even one. Number 3, your chances decrease by 100 times if you contact the lead after 30 minutes. And I mean, we're busy sometimes, right? We're showing property, we're at listing presentations, we're at events like this where I'm wasting your time, right? Number 4, 78% of consumers work with the first agent that they actually have contact with in person. That's pretty huge. Dude, Elgin, how many times do you have other agents say, well, if I meet them, it's game over, right? That's a stat from NAR. That means we're right. If we get to meet them, in-person appointment, we can lock them in 3 out of 4 times. Like if people meet Mike Bjorkman, they fall in love with this guy instantly because he's so nice. That's why you do so well in Santa Clarita, dude. Just stay out of my neighborhood. So it's important that we actually, when we talk to leads, it's important that we actually try to set an appointment to meet. So the outcome, when you get on the phone with them, outcome, think at the very beginning. Not selling them a home, think appointment. How can I get to meet with them for coffee, to help them more, to understand the process of purchasing, selling, whatever that is, right? You're trying to educate them, but in person. And if they don't want to come into your office because they're 8 months out, most Facebook lead ads are 8 months, 12 months out before they even purchase or even start looking, then maybe send them a Zoom link or say, hey, why don't we chat on FaceTime? Why don't we use Facebook Messenger and connect? I'll explain to you the process of what you can do now to start looking for property or to get ready 8 months from now. Start thinking a little differently so they can start seeing you differently. Here you can see, this is how an ad works. You're on the left scrolling. I'm scrolling through. This comes up on my feed. I click it. It remembers me, so I visit the website. And the website pops up on my browser, and now I can scroll through, and there's a little messenger button at the top, at the bottom right. Here, you switch over to the right one, and I can scroll up, down. You see how it fits into that frame for Facebook. It's very native. And if I want to like it or favorite it, I can. Or if I want to share it with somebody, I can. Sends it by email, by text. The important thing is, as soon as they're doing this, I'm notified on the back end, and our CRM lets us know. Hey, they just favorited something. Hey, they just shared this with somebody. Hey, they did this, they did that. And all that information is important to us because it determines how serious they are and how soon we need to contact them and what we can talk to them about. Hey, I noticed that you favorited this home. Hey, did you shared this with somebody? It kind of sounds creepy now that I'm talking about it. You just shared this with your wife? maybe not that far. One of the things that people miss, and I don't know if Travis talked about this. Is Travis behind you, Mike? Okay. Well, I'm going to cover this if he didn't. There's a section on Facebook lead ads that's super important. And that's where you can create questions, custom questions. So when we create these leads, these lead ads, these landing pages on Facebook, we ask two important questions, because Facebook allows us to. One is, do you need to sell a home in order to buy? Right? Because we'd want to know when we call them up, hey, I noticed you clicked on you need to sell a home, so where do you live? That's the first question. And number two is, are you looking to buy in the next 90 days? We want to know. And then it gives them an option to choose from. So now we're treating this like a landing page, which is exactly what it is on Instagram and Facebook. It's capturing their information because Facebook's got all of our information. So it's important to take a note of that. Also, there's a section on the back end on Ads Manager that allows you to change. You see at the bottom it says low volume, higher intent. It allows you to take an extra step for that consumer so that they actually have to swipe through, not just click. You have to swipe like a second step. And it says, guess what? Tristan's probably going to call you, so expect his phone call. But if you don't want to call, don't swipe. So this way, it prepares them for you to actually call them, which is pretty huge for me. It costs a little more because not everybody goes through that extra step, but it gives us better qualified leads. Now, some of you don't have CRMs that connect to Facebook, so Facebook just kind of leaves the lead on the back end there on Ads Manager as an Excel sheet, just has everybody's name and phone number. But you can connect it with these two companies, LeadsBridge and Zapier. Zapier does a lot more, and I'll show you later on. But LeadsBridge is really good. Any questions so far? Go ahead. What's a CRM? A CRM is, usually we have your database, where like a Lion Desk, Follow-Up Boss, that type of thing. Any other questions right now? Shoot.
So when you had the ad and it went to the search,
Yep.
property search, where is that property search?
So that property search, and I'll show you right now with dynamic ads for real estate, it's my website. But we've connected it to Facebook through a different company, so that it's like the MLS search. We no longer have to send out constant reminders to our clients. Hey, you just got another listing that matches. Instead of doing that, it shows up on Facebook and Instagram for them based on what they're clicking on, and I'll show you right now. So anybody heard of DARE? Not the 1984 Nancy Reagan DARE, just DARE. All right, awesome. One person, two, going once, going twice, three, DARE. All right. Dynamic ads for real estate. Facebook came up with this about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And in essence is, for real estate, it's like cataloging homes and showing that catalog to the consumer. Like shoes. When you go on Zappos, you have a whole bunch of shoes. And then when you click on it, it kind of follows you around at different websites. That's what dynamic ads for real estate do for us as real estate agents. Now, up until about 6 months ago, there were only 3 companies using this in all of real estate. That's how new it was. We had 1, Ylopo, number 2, Zillow, and number 3, Redfin. Those are the only 3 that were using it. Now we've got a few more using it, which is nice to see. But this is how it works. You upload or you target, like Travis said, you target a whole database, or you upload your database. Let's say, who's got a whole bunch of past clients? Raise your hand. You do? What's your name?
Sean.
Sean, all right, Sean. And you're with EXP. Dude, he's with EXP. I'm with KW, so, but I love EXP. All right, so, dude, yeah. Sean. All right, Sean, got it. No, I wasn't shushing you, dude. I'm like, Sean, was it Sean, dude? All right, Sean. You've got a whole bunch of past clients here. This is what I would do. There's a custom audience feature on the back of Facebook, right? You pick that whole database that you've got. How many do you have? Past clients? 5,200? That's a shit ton of past clients, dude. 5,200 past clients. Upload those custom audience And now you're going to target them on Facebook and Instagram with an IDX feed based on what they're looking for. So now your past clients, let's say you have one from Realtor.com from like 4 years ago. Now all of a sudden he's seeing your ad and it's going through. They're on Instagram, they're like, oh, Sean's everywhere. And you're only targeting 5,200 of them. As they click and engage on properties, it'll start remembering what they're clicking on. So now you just clicked on a $2 million home in, I don't know, Sherman Oaks, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Well, the next day, it'll start sending him automatically $2 million homes that are very similar to that one. And it's doing our job for us. Now those notifications are showing up on your end saying, hey, your client's looking at homes like crazy. You may want to call them. So dynamic ads for real estate is automating the process for us. So instead of us having to pick up and email them all the MLS search, it's doing it for us, which is beautiful because it's going to them. Right? This is why Zillow's winning the war. There's a war going on. Zillow's winning this war because they're making it easy for consumers. And we make it harder. Who the hell checks their email? I don't. Do you? Sometimes? I mean, I check my text a lot. But I'm always on Facebook and Instagram. Right? So think. How can you make it easier for consumers? This is an ad that Nick ran. Dynamic ads for the Dare ad here. You can see they change. Very similar, like I said. You can scroll through them. Lots of pictures. Lots of properties to choose from. And depending on what city you want to target for them, that's what they'll see. And as they engage more, those are the only cities that will be sent to them. Any questions on how Dare works as the little video there shows you? Shoot. Who owns the data? Well, you have the database that you're uploading to Facebook. Then Facebook's going to have that data, right? But they're not going to do anything without your permission for that specific search that you're doing for them. Yeah, but guess what? They're matching that data with the data that they already have. So if they're not in Facebook, they can't be retargeted. So you're not giving them anything new that they don't have, which is cool. That means they already have it. So don't be scared. Yeah, and guess who has the most data? Amazon, Google, and Facebook.
Right, but our own databases.
Yeah, our own databases. Who are you with? Keller Williams? Yeah? That's why you were talking data. I was like, dude. Good question. All right. Any questions before I go on to the next one? No? Good? Did we fall back asleep? All right. Somebody said yes in the back. Travis, wake up, damn it. All right. This is Travis's slide. I copied it, but don't tell him. So he does the top part, which is the tofu, and that's the top of funnel, which is showing you the ad that shows up when we're targeting people. This is for a specific listing. As people click it, like you were saying, where do they go? They go to my website. And that website has an IDX, and it's built in, and all that, and it shows really nicely on Facebook and Instagram. But right when they click on that, they're being retargeted because Facebook has a retargeting pixel. They just have one pixel. If you don't know how to do it, Google Facebook retargeting pixel. It's super easy. It's like a 4-minute video. Then, here's where our magic starts. So Travis's magic up to that point, then it's ours. The automation and communication, right? We figured out that it's a combination of technology and talented people for it to work right. And so the future looks different, and I'll go into it. But for now, if you go into our system, as soon as you go through and we have your information, which is automatically sent to our system, you get a text, you get an email, you get another text. If you don't respond back, you get a voicemail, you get another text. It keeps on going for days if you don't respond back. If you respond back, it shuts off. And the automation is authentic. It's not like, do you want to buy now again? Do you want to buy now? Did you want to buy last minute? Do you want to buy again? Which is so stupid. Like all this hardcore selling sucks. It's not the world that we live in. Look at millennials. They're not even scared to pick up the phone, right? They only want to text. We closed the deal with like picking up the phone twice. It was just by text the whole time. I was like, this is insane. I'm standing next to him and he's texting me, my wife likes this home. I'm like, awesome, happy face. All right, so these are the two companies that we use right now because we're always testing on lab coats, lab coat agents. We have 100,000 agents, so we're always able to test out what's working, what's not. Right now we're using Conversion Monster over to your left, and then Agent Legend. Here's how it works. When a lead comes through, we have an ISA team out of Buffalo through Conversion Monster that's calling, texting. It's a real person, real live person doing all that for us. And 3 days in, right after, as soon as they start slowing down, we have Agent Legend take over, and they're automated as well, and I'll go into it, how to show you here. Conversion Monster, day 1 through 2, they call, email, and text. Day 2, 2 calls and emails. Day 3, they rest. Thank goodness. Day 4 through 6, they call. You see that? That's what they're doing. This is all while our team is showing property, while we're having open houses, while you're at events, whatever you're doing. We've automated it. Then over here, you can see they sent us, the one in the middle, they sent us the lead. That's the information that we get. And if for any reason we haven't been able to contact them, Agent Legend turns on and then starts their own process automatically with the drips that we've created. And then I'll go into it so you don't get confused. For example, here's one drip that we created, and Agent Legend is using it. What's your home worth? So we run some ads online, Facebook, Instagram, where we ask people, hey, what's your home value, right? Because those ads actually still work, which is weird. Here. But you can see here, we've thought about automating that so that as soon as the lead comes through, if the clicker works, did I go through? That's good. All right, day 1. You can see here, hey, first name, I'm going to use somebody else's name. What's your name? Patty. All right, we're going to use Patty. Hey, Patty, I got your inquiry about your home, working on the value right now. Could you tell me if you're remodeling anything in the home recently, or have you remodeled anything recently?
The kitchen was remodeled recently.
And so she just said the kitchen. And this is automated, so as soon as the lead comes through, this is sent out. She's texting me back the kitchen. And I say, awesome. I pick up the phone. I go, let me call you. I'm going to make a quick value for you, and then I'll call you to see if I'm missing anything. But if she doesn't respond, the system automatically sends another text 15 minutes later. You see, it's doing my work for me, because if I'm getting 2,000 leads a month, I'm not responding to every single one because I can't. It's not possible, right? So the second response, I forgot to ask if you're thinking of refinancing or selling, because it makes a difference in the value I get for you. So selling, great, now I know. I'm trying to nudge her to talk back to me. That's the reason we've created these. So we're giving value. Here's another one for past clients. This is one of my favorite ones, not just because I created it, but because we've been running it for 2 years and it works. The clicker doesn't work though. I'm going to try it one more time. Here we go. There you go. Oh, perfect. All right. So as soon as they become a past client to us, Jessica. All right. Hi, Jessica. How are you? All right. Good. Thanks. Thanks for coming. So Jessica just became a past client, and now we're going to put her into our system. This is one of my favorite ones because it goes through and it makes you feel like, as a past client now, like you're actually still having communication. Because what happens when they become past clients, they feel like all of a sudden there's been like, we've severed this relationship because we stopped talking to them. Because we were talking to them every single day. Hey, don't buy anything. Get ready for the loan. Did you do the inspection? Watch out for this, watch out for that. And now, nothing. So we created this, and now this is day 1. Congratulations, that's a voicemail. It says, congratulations again. Blah, blah, crap, crap. Have a fun day and enjoy your home. And then, a minute later, a text goes out to you. Was it Jessica? Was that right? Okay, good. It says, hi, Jessica. Happy face emoji. I just left you a voicemail. Congrats again. Have a great and fun day. Right? This is all automatically done through our virtual assistants or through our admins. And there's a whole process for a year. And then the last day, day 364, it says, hey, Jessica, guess what? Happy face. And she's like, what? And I'm like, a minute later, it says, about a year ago today, you closed on your home. Happy home anniversary. How sexy does that make you look as an agent? This is automated.
Yeah, because then it's already remembered.
Then they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to use you forever because you fucking are amazing. Right? And now you've used automation to make you look super good. This is how you have to start looking at AI. How do we incorporate technology into what we already do? Which is super simple. We all have past clients, right? Take a look at this other one, the Ultimate Open House Strip. I didn't know that was the name. Interesting. I didn't come up with that name. But it might be Ultimate, who knows? All right, so this is one that we have. So as soon as we get leads from open houses, a big challenge that real estate agents have is that they don't follow up the next day. Or maybe they follow up for a day, but they forget. And they're like, oh, I love open houses, but I suck at follow-up. I'm like, yeah, you do suck, don't you? But day 15. Day 15 is an email. We have day 1, day 2, day 3, then it skips to day 7, then it skips to day 10, then it skips to day 15. This is the last one that goes out. You can see I'm coming from value. Subject line, what you must know before you buy a home. We send them information about the areas that they're looking in. Here's school rating. There's a link to school ratings, to safety, and to a census. As soon as that email goes out in the morning, there's a text that goes out in the afternoon. And the text refers to that email. I sent you an email earlier today with a few links to some great websites. One of them was for school ratings. Here it is, just in case you missed it. And I shortened it with a bit.ly link. That way I can track when they actually open it. But this way you're giving value. And you're staying in communication with them, which is a problem that... Are you twins? That's so awesome. Cool. I don't usually see twins in the audience. So cool. I'm distracted a little bit sometimes. All right, 97%. Can somebody tell me what 97% means? That's a good one. He said realtors that don't follow up. That's a good one. One more yes. Out in the back where I can't see. No, nobody. All right. Check this out. This is a stat from NAR. Agents' skills and qualities considered very important by adult composition of household. Number 1 is honesty and integrity. 97% of them said that. They said, you know what, this is the most important thing to me. Honesty and integrity. Look at the very bottom, though. The very bottom says skills with tech. That means you could totally suck at technology, which a lot of us do, and that's okay, right? Look, honesty and integrity, the knowledge of purchase process, responsiveness, and knowledge of real estate market, all in the 90s. Those are things we can actually do. It's easy for us. Right? So remember that when you're doing this, through ads, through automation, through the communication that you have, how do you express honesty and integrity? This is one text that we send out to online leads that come through that we haven't been able to connect with. Buyers. Online buyer leads. Here we go. There's a text that goes out at 12. It says, hi, first name. I'm going to use Joanne. Hey, Joanne. Here's a cool report that I love. It's for Malibu, though. I'm not sure if you're only looking in Malibu. Let me know. As soon as they click the link, or if they have an iPhone, that's how it populates for them. And then they usually say, well, I'm not looking in Malibu. I'm like, great, where are you looking? They're like, oh, well, I'm looking in Reseda. And then I send them the link to Reseda. The point is to engage with them and give them value. Because if you engage with them quickly, look at the previous one, responsiveness. And look at the one above, knowledge of the purchase process. If you respond to them quickly and show them that you know the market, it translates to honesty and integrity in everything that you do on video, in everything that you do with your ads and your marketing. It has to translate to that for you. So here's behavioral texting through a company called Ylopo. As soon as leads come through our system and they're looking at properties, I don't have to do anything. There's something called behavioral texting where the system automatically detects that they're looking at property and it sends them text automatically. It says, hey, Sandy. It says, hey, Sandy. I'm Tristan's assistant. I noticed that you were looking at homes. I'm not sure if he's reached out to you, but did you want to take a look at that one? Or do you have any questions? And then it changes up. This is automatically done while you're out working or doing whatever you're doing. Or watching Netflix. Binge watching. What can you automate? So for us, we try to look at things and say, well, can we automate this? Which I'll show you expires and for sale by owners towards the end. But for now, text, emails, like I've shown you, voicemails, cards, gifts. Here's text and email. We use Agent Legend, and we don't own Agent Legend. They don't pay us to put them up here, but we love Agent Legend because it helps us automate the process. And let's see if this one works. All right, the $60,000 text. So who wants to see the $60,000 text? For those that didn't raise your hand, we're still going to show it to you anyway, so screw you for not raising your hand. $60,000 text, here it is. No, it's not. Hold on. Here it is. There it is. All right. Hi, Joanne.
Hi.
Happy 4th of July. Are you barbecuing today?
I am.
There you go. Before I get into it, the biggest challenge that I see with texting on holidays is that we say, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. But we don't ask them a simple question. Like, Happy Thanksgiving. Are you making a tofurkey? Question mark. Simple question. Right? Happy 4th of July. Are you barbecuing? When you ask the question, they start responding. They don't just say Happy 4th of July back to you. It's an easy change that you can do. What happened here, Happy 4th of July. Are you barbecuing? And then they respond and say, hey, thanks for reaching out. I've been wanting to talk to you. We need to sell our house. And then the response was, but are you barbecuing today? And then we got into it. But you see the difference? You ask a question, and all of a sudden it becomes more like back and forth, which is what you want. They ended up selling and then buying and then referring a client. So that's a $60,000 text. Really good. I think I have to get closer. There it is. All right. So handwritten, you can see how it's spelled handwritten with a Y, W-R-Y. They're cards, handwritten cards. They look like they're actually handwritten. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. My sexy voice is coming back for you. Hey. So they're actually handwritten. It looks like it with a pen. It's not like send-out cards, which kind of looks fake, right? I like send-out cards, though. It does its job. But check that out, and then, dude, this one doesn't work at all. Oh, there it is. And then gifts. So this is a cool company called EvaBot, E-V-A-B-O-T. EvaBot, is it up there? Let's see, Ava. Let me see if I have the link on the, there it is, EvaBot.ai. This is the coolest thing. So we tested this out first with an employee at Facebook, right, with Scott Shapiro. The very first time I tested this out, I was like, well, if I can impress the guy at Facebook, this shit's good then, right? And so I send him a link, and the link says, hey, Scott, Tristan, not you, Scott, the other Scott. Scott's our lender, by the way, Scott Edwards. So thank you. And the text goes out to them. It says, hey, Scott, Tristan just sent you a gift. Click on this link. Right? And the reason they use text is because everybody opens their text, right? They click on the link, it takes them to a separate window, and it's a chat bot. And it says, hey, Scott, do you like coffee or wine? And I'm like, coffee. He's like, coffee. All right, I like coffee. Great. Do you like chocolate or candy? What do you think's better? Oh, chocolate. I like chocolate. And then it goes through this process of asking him 5 or 6 different questions, and it creates a gift box based on his answers. And then it sends him the gift box, and you can see it can have your logo on it, different color boxes, but this is different. As soon as he was done with the chat, he texts me, he goes, that's absolutely freaking amazing. I love it. And then he got the box 7 days later, and he thanked me then too. So he's thanking me twice over a gift. So start thinking how you can use things like this for your business. You can choose gifts from $25, $50, $100, up to $1,000, and they can brand the boxes for you, which I love. LinkedIn, who uses LinkedIn? All right, not who has an account, but who uses it. I had an account, well, I still have an account, but I didn't start using it till March. Last March, not this March. I kind of sucked at LinkedIn for a while because I thought it was that social network that nobody liked, right? That only people that have real jobs use, not real estate agents, which I'm a realtor. LinkedIn. So let me explain to you how we're using LinkedIn. It's with a company called, you see the top left, My Linked Solution? It's with that company. And the reason that we started using it is we can segment who works where. So where do you live?
In Santa Clarita.
Does it say there? Oh yeah, Santa Clarita. No, it doesn't, damn. All right, you live in Santa Clarita. Name a big company in Santa Clarita, Elgin. Like a big company that has a lot of employees. What was it? Princess Cruises is out of Santa Clarita? Oh, awesome. Donna? All right, Donna. Donna beat you. So, oh, sorry. I'm joking. All right, Donna. Princess Cruises. Check this out. Now we go to the back end of this on My Link Solution, which is connected to LinkedIn, and we say, well, LinkedIn, I want to know everybody that works at Princess Cruises. And I'm going to create a custom message that's automatically going to go out to them so that when they respond, the system starts engaging with them. Maybe I'm going to offer them a free home inspection because I love Princess Cruises people, right? Or maybe I'm going to work with the fire department that's local and the nurses and the doctors and the police officers and offer them something special. And I can target them specifically. Maybe, where does Sean go? Oh, dude, you threw me off when you sat there. Sorry. I was looking for Sean. Sean, you're with EXP, right? I like EXP. You want to recruit the crap out of people even more, right? You go to My Link Solutions, you say, what are all the Keller Williams agents? Why don't I target them all? Mike,
go outside.
Julie, why don't I target all the Keller Williams agents on My Link Solution and say, hey, whatever your message is. Hopefully it's not a spammy message, okay? But you connect with all the agents if you want to recruit. I'll tell you how we used it. We helped out 2 Rams players to lease, not to buy, to lease, because they're out of Thousand Oaks. That's where their headquarters is. We sent out an email, a LinkedIn message to everybody that automated and connected with them, said, hey, I noticed that you work with the Rams organization, and we helped out 2 of your players to lease a property. We're running a special for all the Rams players and all the Rams people in this organization, where we're giving back a certain amount towards your closing costs, or however you want to run it. Run it through your legal department. I'm not legal. Legal department. And whatever you want to offer, say, hey, this is what we're offering. And people responded. So out of every 100 person that we connected with, 1 responded and said, how does that work? And this goes out automatically to 120 a day. My recruiting for the company, for the Keller Williams we just opened in Hawthorne, this is what we're doing. And it's so good. So think of how you can automate this. This is happening while I'm talking to you. This is how we started growing our team as well. This is My Link Solution. Take a look at it. You see the message at the top. That's the invite message. You can have it say whatever you want. These guys right here, they went to UCSB, so they were targeting all of the UCSB graduates. You could do the same thing. And then that's the second message that goes out automatically. Then once they've connected, you can get their cell phone, email address, and then retarget them on Facebook. Now they're seeing you on social everywhere. So, this is what I'm showing you, leverage. You're leveraging technology, right? That's why we say leverage is the new hustle. Who hears Gary Vee and Grant Cardone all day telling you to hustle and hustle? I'm tired of hustling a lot. And we get to talk to all the people in the back there. We get to talk to all these millionaires and sometimes billionaires. And they're leveraging technology and talented people. You think they're hustling 15 hours a day? They're not. They're leveraging. And that's what I want you to do, because this whole world that we're living in is changing fast. You're seeing Zillow with Open Door. You're seeing these companies come in and taking a piece of what used to be ours. You've got to fight back through adopting technology like what I'm showing you now. You've got to learn quicker. You've got to make it a dedication to make yourself a better real estate agent every day. That's what you have to do. Where buyers found the home they purchased. These are NAR stats. I've got 10 minutes. Good. All right, internet, 50%. That means 50% of the people or consumers went to the internet first to find their agent or to find a property. Real estate agents, they went to a real estate agent 28% of the time when they're like, hey, you know what, I'm thinking of buying. I'll reach out to Sean. I'll reach out to Sean because I see his ads on Instagram all the time. I'll reach out to him. 20%. Yard sign still works. That's been super consistent for like years. It's always at 7%, I feel, right? And then number 4, friend, relative, neighbor, acquaintance, kind of like wraps around the whole 7%. What does that tell you? You need to focus on 2 things, right? 2 things. The internet, and what's the internet right now? Social, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, YouTube. YouTube, my 8-year-old and my 12-year-old, they watch tutorial videos all day on YouTube. I'm like, what are you watching? I'm watching how to build a cake. I'm like, what? I was watching He-Man and She-Ra at 8. And you're watching how to build stuff? It's like, that tells you 2 generations from now, YouTube is still going to be alive, right? So think of where you're marketing at this point. Think. Next, real estate agents refer to one another. When we go to events, that's what we do. We connect with other agents, and they start referring us people. You can also use Facebook to retarget in certain areas. If you've got a great home and it doesn't sell, start targeting England, Paris, Spain with ads in Spanish. Get creative. What can you do? These are all things that we've done and we currently do. So are you average? I always ask. I have a routine, you know. I know you're not average. I got your invite this morning. Thank you. But are you average? Think. And there's no problem in being average, right? This is the average agent, 40 hours a week, $39,800. That might have gone up a little bit, maybe like 41,000. This is nationwide too, because that's like one paycheck here, right? 11, the amount of transactions each realtor averaged in 2017. And then 91% of realtors use social media to some extent. I'd like to see how they came up with that. Because 91% of people, here are some facts. The average agent doesn't know how to use social media correctly, right? Standing in front of an open house and saying, hey, I'm at 123 Palm Street. Check out my open house. This is the kitchen, the closet, the living room. Have a great day. That's shit, guys. I'm not going to watch your video. The average agent doesn't return phone calls promptly. Yeah, that's true. I'm guilty of that a little bit. Don't try calling my cell phone. But you can text me. I'm really good at that. The average agent isn't continually learning and bettering themselves. You're here now, so that's really good, right? That's good. The average agent isn't running a business. They're not. They're kind of just like, well, what do I do today? Well, it's not raining. Maybe I should show a house. The average agent isn't calling expireds. The average agent isn't calling for sale by owners. And the average agent doesn't know how to use Instagram. Instagram's the future. You wait 3 to 5 years, it overtakes Facebook. That's why Facebook bought it. I've got 6 minutes and 40 slides. I'm joking. All right, that's why I made this, Sexy Spireds. And Fizzbolicious. And Instagram's already sexy, so that was taken. Let me see if this thing works if I get closer. Oh, thank you. So first, Sexy Spireds. That's like my version of expireds because I've been calling them for 15 years. So risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. That comes from Warren Buffett. So a lot of us don't know what the hell we're doing when we pick up the phone. Like, I don't know how to call a past client, or I don't know what to tell my friend, even though I just started in real estate. I don't know how to call an expired. The challenge is you've never gone through the process of actually learning what to say, so you don't know what to do. Here's a new expired script. These are scripts that I came up with. You can take a picture. I won't get mad if you use it. That's for new expireds. You can actually see I pause when I say, hey, I'm with Keller Williams. Or I can say I'm with EXP, it doesn't matter. I pause and I say, how are you doing? And people are like, what, you pause? Yeah, because I don't really care if you're going to hang up because you're not going to talk to me. If you don't want to know what I'm talking to you about, you can hang up and that's okay. The secret of calling expireds is, guess what? Call between 8 and 8:30. If you're calling at 9, don't even try anymore. What, 50 people calling by that time? 100 people calling by that time? The same thing's going to happen. You're the 50th caller. Where'd you get my number? But if you call at 8, there's only like 6 agents that broke the law and called before 8. And they're like, oh, you're the 6th caller. What's going on? And then you can explain it to them. You know, the realtors that called you earlier suck, right? Here's old expired's script. Very similar. You see, hi, this is Tristan with Keller Williams Realty, and I'm calling about the house you were selling on. Old expireds are much kinder, by the way, when they pick up the phone. They'll talk to you, right? Here's the tech that we use for expireds. I made Land Voice Pro's background black because I'm going to show you what we do with them. All right, this is the future. I receive an email in the morning from Land Voice Pro, and it has a link. I click the link, and it sends me to a database of all of my expireds, canceled, withdrawns, and actives. Obviously, in our area, we only call canceled and expireds. Who here calls withdrawns? Don't do it. You don't want to lose your license over that. Next, my VA receives that same email. And then we have about 3 agents in total calling expireds. I'm one of them. I call every 2 or 3 days now. And we're only calling between 8 to 8:30. These are the new ones. Now, if we reach a good lead, what's your name? Yulia. All right, Yulia. You're a good lead. And you're like, well, this whole thing was terrible. I'm never going to sell again. That's a good lead. I'm never going to sell again. I'm just going to put it off until next year, maybe 2020. To me, she talked to me, and it sounds like she still wants to sell. She was disappointed in the process. And I say, Yulia, I understand. I'm sorry. Is it okay if I stay in contact with you and see if maybe you change your mind in about a month or 2 months or down the line? Is that okay with you? No? All right, then I hang up and I don't do anything. If she says yes, I have a list of these, so we get about 2 or 3 in a day. Now here's the secret part, okay? Pay attention to this one because none of you are doing it. Why? Because I invented this process. All right, good lead. Yulia, you became a good lead. You told me, awesome. Now, we send our leads that we've talked to, that we have permission to contact, we send it to our VAs, and they have a list they can go through and like, okay, this property is expired or canceled, and they're going to put it into a Google Sheet that's connected to Zapier. And Zapier then sends it to Agent Legend, which I showed you. And Agent Legend then starts the expired campaign automatically, which sends them a voicemail, a text, routinely through 3 months or 6 months, depending on how quickly I think they want to sell again, depending on their conversation with me. Now, as I'm talking to you here, we've got like 600 people on these automated campaigns, people we've talked to, people that we're communicating with, and they're texting us back and forth now because we've been doing this for 2 years. Now, Elgin, a month ago, we had somebody say, hey, is it true that you can really do this? She sends me a copy of our text. And I said, yeah, it definitely is. We can meet up. Do you have some time later today? And then we list their home for $3.5 million off of an automated text because I started a process. And I realized that I sucked at follow-up with expireds. But my systems don't. So you have to think how you can do this. And now I have everybody's information. I throw them to Ylopo, and guess what they do? They retargeted it on Facebook and Instagram. Now they're getting my text, my voicemails, my emails, and they're seeing me on social. And to them, I'm everywhere, but I've only got less than, at this point, like 1,300 people being retargeted just for our expired campaign. But to them, it feels like we're everywhere. And now I don't know where I left my clicker. There it is. All right. Thanks. So, mailing. Now, if I talk to you, Yulia, and you're like, yeah, I want to sell for sure. 6 months. I add you to another campaign on top of that. And this is one that's, who kind of said, yoo-hoo, with send-out cards over on this side? There was somebody. Okay. I love send-out cards, even though it kind of looks kind of phony with the whole writing crap. But I like them. Time's up. 3 more minutes. Thanks. All right. Adding a personal touch, I send out cards, like brownies, cookies, cards, and I've automated the process on send-out cards. They allow you to create drips on there. So you can just send the cards out. You can send cookies. You can send brownies. You can send these little seeds for them to plant stuff, right? And you won't know what to send them or what campaign to put them on if you're not talking to these people, right? We don't just randomly send stuff out. If I've talked to you and I think you're a good lead in the next 3 months to 6 months, then I'm going to put you on this. So start thinking of how you can use these tools. You see now, let's see. Can you go to the next slide, please? Now, for our CRM, I'm just going to drop this right here. For our CRM, we use Trello. Trello's free. Who uses Trello? Trello's free. Take a look at Trello. We use Trello to keep track of our expireds. You can see I only target 2 areas, Malibu and Westlake. That's all I do. I don't go everywhere and try to pick every single city. So Trello is really easy to use. Go to the next slide, please. So these are the tools that I use: send-out cards, Trello, LionVoice Pro, and Agent Legend to automate the process. Any questions on this? And then I'll go into, for sale by owners, one question, shoot. I do. That's for mailers. I use them.
No, you nor Travis have said anything about using messenger ads.
We do, so we use them, but they're not as, we haven't converted as much as the regular ads, because we do use them. Just like we use the other side on Facebook where it throws them into the blogs, but conversion isn't really high. So good question.
Text is higher.
Text for sure. Huge, huge. Plus, if you start messaging everybody, it'll block your account too, depending on how many people you message. Go to the next slide. All right, Fizzbalicious, next. All right, 7%. Check this out. 7%. Fizzbos accounted for 7% of home sales in 2017. Fizzbos sold at $200,000 compared to $265,000 with a real estate agent. That's a huge stat, right? Nationwide. Go to the next slide, please. Now, this is important because none of us really take the time to gather the data to look at when we're marketing to these people. Like, if we're going to create these ads, like Travis is saying, and we're going to spend money, we're not just going to throw up an ad and be like, check out this cool house. We want to use data, and NAR has gathered that data for us, right? So why not use it? Look right here. This is not my data. This is NAR. The number one thing that people are looking for when they're selling is what? Getting the right price. They have no idea how to do that. That's important to them. Next, paperwork, right? And then I forgot the last one because the slide changed, but that's okay. Now, one thing we've noticed when we're talking to for sale by owners is that there's only two types of for sale by owners, personality-wise, a driver and an analytical. Analytical has the process down, has checklists, has already contacted escrow, title, has already interviewed 7 agents, and is not going to use any of them. That's an analytical, right? A driver, they know they can do this. How? They just know it. They just know. And they don't want to use a real estate agent because they don't want to get taken advantage of. But the other two, which is amiable and expressive, they're not going to go this route. The amiables are like, oh, I don't know if I can do. Can you imagine an amiable trying to do it for sale by owner? It wouldn't work. Or an expressive who loves to talk all day. Who would they talk to? So, knowing that your target on for sale by owners is what? Analyticals and drivers, you know how to approach them. Right? What's their biggest fear? Drivers? Their biggest fear is being taken advantage of. That's their biggest fear. And analyticals, you just don't seem like you have all the information gathered. Right? But if you show them, you win them over. It's not going to take a day. But go to the next slide. For sale by owners want to list now. Why? Because they're already on the market. It's just your job to show them. This here has worked for us, and this is my script specifically. How do I know it works? I used it for 14 years. The thing here that's different is the one that says, excellent, I have a few buyers in your area, and I was wondering if you have a formal dining room, guest house, pet policy in your HOA, pick one. It stops the pattern. Nobody's asking these questions. Now all of a sudden you're having a conversation with me, and I'm like, hey, I'm calling about your home on 123 whatever Palm Street. It's still for sale? You're like, yeah, it's still for sale. Great. Now I also saw it on Zillow, and this is the right price. Yes, great. I have some buyers in your area, and I was wondering, do you actually have a dining room? Or is it like open dining into the great room?
It's open dining.
All right, cool. And do you think you could fit a full-size dining table in there?
Probably.
You see how the question is so specific it throws people off? Who asks about a pet policy on HOA? Nobody unless you're super serious. So this interrupts the pattern, and it starts them to talk about actually the pet policy or a guest house. And then you get into asking the real questions, which is, what's making you move, or all those other Mike Ferry scripts that don't work, right? Those are important. So you have to start asking questions, but breaking them down first. Go to the next one. So if FSBOs are ready to list quickly, yep, you just have to give them value. And the next slide shows you what we do when we're targeting for sale by owners. The next slide, there it is. All right, 1 month, we have 17 touches, 3 voicemails in 3 weeks, 8 texts in 4 weeks, 4 emails in 4 weeks, 2 videos in 3 weeks. That's what we do because we know they're going to choose a real estate agent probably. And the difference is we're not spamming with shit they don't want to read. We're giving them information that they need. Hey, Elgin, did you need a title person or did you already get the whole prelim thing taken care of?
No,
right? I'm going to send them to them. Hey, have you taken a look at who you're going to use for escrow, by any chance? All right, let me send you that. Did you do a termite inspection already? Yep. Or not yet? Awesome, great. Do you need a home inspector to take a look at your home before?
I did it.
Perfect. How about the AC and plumbing?
Also.
You're taken care of. Then I go back to escrow and title. Did you already choose one? Perfect. Well, of course, you're only dealing with analytical, right? And now you're giving them value. You're going to find something that they're missing, right? And then you're going to give that to them. The point is you're coming from value, and you're showing that you're knowledgeable, and you're quick to respond, and that's creating what? Trust, honesty, and integrity. It goes back to what I was showing you at the very beginning, right? That's how you create it. Go to the next one, please. And look, Kathy Ireland, in business, it's about people. It's about relationships. At the very end of the day, what we do is for relationships, right? Like, dude, I see you everywhere and we've created such a great relationship. It happens in real estate too, right? And so think about this from the very beginning, from the very basic point. I think one of my mentors says, belly to belly. He used to draw these two little circles like this. He's like, do you know what that is? I'm like, no, what is that? He's like, it's a belly to belly relationship. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I'll use that one day. And so I just did. But anyways, Kathy Ireland there, we're helping her out in Santa Barbara. And so I wanted to show you that. We're building relationships with her management team first in order to even get to her. And when we finally saw her, we're like, can I take a picture? No, I didn't. But I wanted to. Go to the next one, please. Again, we keep track on for sale by owners. Same thing, Trello, easy, it's free. Go to the next one. Instagram, go next. This is my real estate agent business Instagram page. What we notice is that people love pictures. That's what Instagram is for. Pictures and quotes. You can see 843 likes on a quote, right? I have 14,000 followers now. The important thing are hashtags. Go to all hashtag. It's a free site, all hashtag, Google it. And you can see the trending hashtags to use for Instagram. It's free. Have you been using it? No? All right. Automate through Hootsuite. We use Hootsuite and Buffer. High quality pics, quotes work, and boosting ads manager. Go to the next one. I'm almost done. This is my I am Tristan one. We're trying to keep our videos under a minute because that's what Instagram tells us to do. Our stories, we do stories everywhere we go. IGTV, I'll show you the last slide on that one. I like to mix it with personal and business. People want to see what you're doing on a daily basis with your family, right? Don't just put all business into it. Hey, I sold another house. I'm doing an open house. I just got a listing. Look at this, all real estate. I want to know how your cat's doing, Elgin, right? I don't know if you have a cat. I just threw that out there. Yeah, well. Right? I want to know about you. Tell me about you. Go to the next slide. These are the tools. Take a picture of this. These are the tools I use for Instagram. My favorite one, Vemly, by far is the best one. Vemly allows you to caption your videos if they're under a minute. You just have to go and correct them. It's like 95% accurate. And you can use it on Instagram. Shoot.
What's your handle?
I have two, Tristan_Ahumada, and then I am Tristan Ahumada. But the I am Tristan Ahumada one is much more fun. Ahumada, it's Ahumada. All right, next one. That you see at the very bottom, there's a bar. There's an orange bar. You've been seeing those a lot more, a red bar. I used Vemly to create that. You see, you put the heading at the top, video in the middle, and then it keeps track of the length of the video so people know when it's going to end. Because people want to know when your videos end, right? Go to the next one. Quotes, I use Canva to create these. Easy. Go to the next one. This is Hootsuite. I automate a lot of my posts because I can't post every day. I have to automate some of that. Next one. Instagram. You still have lead ads on Instagram, which is awesome. Dynamic ads as well, and boosting. And go to the next one. Here's one thing that I'm going to tell you, and then I'll end in like a minute. I promise. I promise. I'm taking Michael Mayer's time, so sorry, Michael. All right, so this is how you choose what to promote. You post up something, like I did. This is a witch's house. It looks like a witch's house in Beverly Hills. I went to go meet a client there. There's a house that looks like a witch's house. And I'm like, this is cool. Took a picture of it. Got a lot of likes. If you get a lot of likes on one, guess what you're going to do with it? You're going to put some money behind it because people liked it. They didn't like the one with your cat, Elgin. That's sad, dude. Sorry. But they liked the one with the witch's house. So you're going to go and click that promote button if you've got a business Instagram, and I suggest that you do. When you click promote, there's a 4-step easy process. Promote, great. Do you want them to visit your profile or your website? My profile. Click next. Great. Do you want us to kind of pick your audience, or do you want to pick your own audience? Pick my audience, please. The next, how much do you want to put behind it? $3 a day for 6 days? Sound good? You're like, that sounds good. Click, and then okay, great. Your ad's ready to go. That's how easy it is. The reason you do this to get more followers. The reason you do this, to get more influence in your area if you're targeting a community. People will start seeing your videos now and your posts that aren't seeing them because Facebook and Instagram, they're kind of slowing down who sees what, even though they're your friends. Go to the next one. See the back end of Ads Manager, you can choose Facebook ads, Instagram ads, your audience network, what we were talking about there. And you see in tiny letters, target the same as Facebook ads. It actually gives you who to target there. That's super valuable if you want to take a picture and zoom in later. That way you don't have to kind of figure out who the hell to target. Travis, did you give that out? Who to target? All right, perfect. Thanks for copying me, Travis. I'm joking. All right, go to the next one. I think this is the last slide. But IGTV, so that's new. Travis did mention it. Vertical, people are doing videos vertically. The reason is they wanted you to create new content for their platform. They didn't want you to just grab what was on YouTube and Facebook and repost it in. They wanted you to say, hey, let's try something new here on Instagram. So you're going to start seeing the new Instagram, the IGTV influencers that come out of this. We don't know who they're going to be, but it gives you an idea of what to do and what not to do, and then some ideas for real estate. Next slide, please. Next slide. Oh, and I think that's it. Check this out. Seth says, by the way, we got to talk to Seth. He told us average feels safe, but it's not. It's invisible. And that's what most of you are going to continue to be if you stay fucking average. Then that's how Zillow beats us, right? That's how everybody beats us. We're beating ourselves. One thing to take from this conference, please. Do some shit with the information we're giving you, okay? Do it. And then make sure to visit Travis Tom on elevatedrem.com because everything I showed you, he knows how to do. Thank you, everybody.